Your heart is awake now, which is why I'm speaking to you. You feel a warm touch on your shoulder in a frigid room, even as your hands shake and your eyes search these lines for a sign, a seal, or a statement. I'm talking to you because I saw the point at which you almost gave up. Yesterday, you discreetly folded it into a little square and tucked in your pocket to hide its weight. You asked me to talk to you, and I am doing so, not with the ideal words, but with the sigh you let out when you felt like no one was listening. Listen to me today, September 26th. On your night, I have set a time, and I have written it as plainly as a dawn on water. I have scheduled an unexpected miracle to come to your home at precisely 12:12 a.m., and I don't falter when I say it or change my mind when my kids believe. Like a breeze that sweeps a single leaf from a tree and causes you to glance up for no apparent reason, you have sensed me circling your life. Even after pressing your hand flat against the wood of certain doors until your fingerprints felt like prayers, you have pondered why they would not open. You requested confirmation, and I was then asked to confirm it. And since I understand the pain underlying your inquiries, I have been understanding. I keep it simple tonight. Your name is already being carried by a blessing that is approaching your door like a lamp. It has quick feet. It has good intentions. Furthermore, the shadows that attempt to terrify you do not need to provide its power. Many individuals overlook a window because they think fate only operates during loud, huge hours. However, fate is a carpenter. It can create expansive spaces in a matter of minutes. My selection of the minute is not arbitrary. This is a double-marked hinge minute, 12:12, a mirror that reflects what I am amplifying and what you have planted. The ordinary submits to the exceptional at that instant. Additionally, keep in mind that the barriers you believe to be walls were really intended to be gates. Don't treat that minute like a lost penny on the sidewalk while I'm speaking. Focus your focus on it. Have trust in it. Spin it on me. I gently respond to those who ask, why tonight? Why now? Why so specific? Because your feet need a new floor and you have lived in the waiting room for a long time. You have memorized the pattern on the carpet and are weary of it. The Lord is the one who keeps track of every hair on your head. Do you believe I'm not able to keep track of minutes? It was me who came up with midnight. Do you really believe I can't order it to deliver? I take this action to free you from the calendar of dread, to demonstrate to you that I count your days with meaning and adorn them with compassion, much like a ribbon around a present you almost thought wasn't for you. Now pay attention and follow instructions carefully. Prepare a tiny area of your house before tonight. It doesn't have to be lovely by everyone's standards. Your honesty is required. As if you were preparing a table for a dear friend, clear a tabletop. Use water to clean it if you can. I also create place for what God is sending, as you say. I will not be impressed by this conduct. Your faith has already moved me. Your own doubtful heart will be impressed by this deed and reminded to wait for me at the door. Let it shine in that area at 12:12 a.m. if you have a safe light source, such as a lamp, candle, or the steady glow of a phone screen that has been turned down to a low setting. It's not magic, the light. It's a statement that you don't agree with gloom about your narrative. I've seen the burdensome thoughts that attempt to occupy your chest as the day comes to an end. You are chosen by the quiet charges that express nothing positive. Act as a counterwitness by raising a light. Say aloud, even in a little voice, God, I welcome your miracle and I agree with your timing. Your words will suit the night like keys. Prior to my present, other items will attempt to reach your home. A quick recollection of past suffering attempting to collect overdue rent, diversion disguised as required duties, and anxiety disguised as urgency. They have a straightforward goal, because you persuaded yourself that holy must be complex, causing you to lose the opportunity to shrug at what is sacred. Firmly and politely refuse them. I'm breathing into your lungs. Put down the screen that is stealing your attention. Get out of the discussion that ruins your excitement. Noise cannot compete with the blessing I provide. It likes the closeness of listening. I've been urged to be realistic with you. So I will. You'll get a message tonight that is not based on your fears. It might seem as a word that keeps coming back to you as it was written on your inner walls. It might seem like a face you have to pardon. And as soon as you let them go, tranquility will flood the area they inhabited filling it like cool air. It could seem like an average notion, yet it has my breath attached to it. A work-related concept, a subsequent action, a phone call, a document to sign, or a modest go there or do this that opens a bigger door the following week. Focus on the results of calmness rather than the results of panic. My miracle doesn't happen. It comes with a tenderness that cracks eggs like sunshine cracking ice. Don't worry about doing this incorrectly. The adversary has consistently attempted to persuade you that my generosity is a test that you will ultimately fail. As you say yes, allow your hands to tremble if they do. Say, I am here, and draw your wandering thoughts back to you like birds returning to a tree. I'm not gauging your ceremony's elegance. Your yes is being assessed for openness. You believe that what I am providing you must be earned. You can't. It can only be given to you. And since you've spent so much time with empty hands, you are already familiar with the stance of receiving. I've seen your life's chamber like a dawn-time gardener visiting a field. I have seen where the earth retained its silent firmness and where it fractured. Do you recall ever helping someone who was unable to pay you back? I'll give it back to you tonight with interest because I wrote it down. You show me how much you resembled your family, not because you purchased my favor. Remember the apology you owed and ultimately offered? The humiliation that attempted to follow you home like a stray dog will be lifted by me. Do you recall the positive thing you wanted to do, but kept putting off because your fear pretended to be readiness? I'll break the spirit of delay that keeps pushing your calendar back to tomorrow at 12:12 and lead you into the modest beginning that grows into a powerful conclusion. Some of you may experience a physical indicator, such as a breeze in a room with closed windows, warmth that feels like a blanket from the sun on your chest, or a sudden outpouring of tears that feels like long-suppressed hair suddenly letting go. Don't let the method I chose to console you shame you. Never compare your moment to someone else's tale. I'm too intimate to rehash experiences. I craft each one to suit your needs in terms of both language and soul form. There's a persistent murmur of worry. What if nothing occurs? I respond to that dread before it can finish speaking. Already, something is taking place. The thirst you have while reading is proof that my soul is getting closer. You will still have hosted heaven's hour if, at 12:12, you are standing by your door and the only sound you hear is your own breath. Do not hate the silence if the miracle falls as silently as snow. The earth was divided by quiet seeds. Bread rises quietly. The key in the shackle is turned by quiet gentleness. And only the emancipated hear the click. For others, however, I shall respond with seeming promptness. You are waiting for this message. A closed door coming back to you unlocked. An endorsement. A clarity. A one-liner that grows into a paragraph. A reunion. And a day when joy reappears without an invitation. I don't just have one kind of kindness. I am the creator of dew and thunder. You won't experience the sting of pushing what was supposed to be given if you trust me with the speed and the promise. One additional instruction, which is kind but firm, is provided. Bring me the burden that lies underneath your smile. The real version, not the polished one. The financial anxiety that robs your mornings of their brightness. The pain of a relationship that continues to fall apart. When the home is silent, you repeat your self-accusation like a ritual. Give it to me by name at 12:12 after saying it out in one or two short phrases. Declare God, I give you my fear of __ and fill in the blank, and then say, I expect your goodness even here. This is not an act of denial. Alignment is this. You're not acting like the mountain isn't big. The mountain mover is welcome to rest his hand on its side. I'll talk to you about forgiveness as a gateway, a liberation for the faithful rather than a reward for the guilty. You kept certain names in your pocket like stones. Don't create a ritual out of suffering. Tonight, I'll ask you to take one of them off, set it on the cleared table, and say, I let you go so I can grow. Make the choice to be free. You don't become smaller when you forgive. You create room in your heart for my favor's furnishings. When many blessings reached people's gates, they discovered that there was nowhere to sit since all the seats had been claimed by anger. Now in your case, create a peaceful environment and see how soon provision becomes a part of your house. Some people have been worried that their wounds may worsen if they have hope tonight and are let down. Listen to me. I hope you don't feel ashamed of me. Your eyes are retrained to see what I am already accomplishing when you have hope in me. I'm not making fun of you with poetry and clockwork. I'm teaching you to look at your own chronology and see the geometry of grace. You don't live a random existence. It has an author. A stack of prayers on someone's desk in heaven does not include your address. The palms that were pierced for you have it engraved on them. I can locate your roof if I know where sparrows land. If a modest instruction comes to you like a buddy after midnight, don't be shocked. It may instruct you to compose a letter that you will mail the following day. It can advise you to look for an email you neglected because you were sick of waiting, or to collect a paper you avoided. It may advise you to set away a little sum as seed money for a future that may come sooner than you anticipated. Because part of your miracle is a relaxed mind that can hear me in the morning, it could advise you to drink water and get some rest. You will find they were bigger than they seemed if you follow the brief instructions. You've questioned if certain cycles can really finish in a single night. Because life has taught you to dislike surprises, you have learned to use the term sudden with caution. For you, I redeem the word. Abrupt does not imply carelessness. It indicates that I have subtly constructed the way until it can support your weight, after which I cleanly disclose it. Don't assume the stage was constructed swiftly just because the curtain lifts quickly. While you were loyal in the public, I was faithful backstage. You will see that the next act has already started when the lights come up at 12:12. The parts of you that you left in previous addresses are called back. The portion that, up until it was ridiculed, believed with ease. The portion that didn't glance at the floor while dancing. The half that bargained with fear rather than with delight. In my company, come home to yourself. I'm not asking you to change who you are in order to get what I'm offering. Since the blessing is aware of your genuine form and will not tolerate imitation, I am requesting that you become who you truly are. Allow them to speak without words if they cry. They will tell you the truth, which sometimes your lips cannot contain for very long. In order for you to view the compassion standing on your doorstep, they will clean the windows of your attention. If you find yourself laughing instead, don't stifle it. Let the bell serve as a reminder to yourself that winter is finished in this corridor. If silence falls, hold it. Sing gently if a song comes on. Noisy hands won't steal what you host at 12:12. I spoke about the worry of missing it as well. What if I fall asleep? What if I am distracted? What if I am not worthy? You ask yourself. The answer is yes, dear. Blinking does not count against your deservingness. While your body is sleeping, I will transport it into your dreams and allow your soul to unlock the door. I'll follow you into the distracting room and give you a little shoulder tap if you're not paying attention. Remind shame that the present only needs a cleaner. Yes, if she says the resume has to be cleaner. And it's yours tonight. Do one more thing when the time comes. Put your hand over your heart and use my words to bless your own life. Say, my times are in God's hands. My home is under God's mercy. My future is rooted in God's promise. Then breathe slowly and receive like dry ground under first rain. If a picture of tomorrow flashes across your mind, receive it and do not argue with it. If a name rises for whom you must pray, speak their name into my light and trust me to do in them what I am doing in you, turning night into a doorway. I see rooms in your house that need the quiet rearrangement of peace. I see a kitchen where you will make simple food that will taste like home again after a long season where nothing tasted like anything. I see a doorway that will feel lighter because you decide to stop checking it every hour to see if trouble is waiting. I see a table that will be kinder to your elbows because you will lean less on worry and more on wonder. I see your bed receiving you like a friend because you stopped mailing your mind to tomorrow and kept it with me in the present. Tomorrow you will not need to prove to anyone what happened tonight. You will not need to post it for it to be permanent. Fruit is its own proof, and your hours will ripen differently. And ease will begin to creep into tasks that used to grate. A conversation will bend toward kindness when it used to snap quickly into misunderstanding. A bill will meet unexpected provision. A next step will enter the room without shoes and still be strong enough to carry you. If resistance returns, and it will try, answer it with tonight's obedience. Say, I honored the minute God marked, and I will not trade the memory of his peace for the rumor of panic. Resistance is allergic to remembered goodness. It cannot keep its shape in a house that repeats truth out loud. Speak what I spoke to you. Rehearse what you felt. Keep the table clear for new mercies. Do not turn tonight into a museum. Let it be a living room where future blessings recognize the arrangement and feel welcome to stay. I bless your thresholds, the literal ones and the invisible ones. I bless the threshold of grief you are crossing into comfort. The threshold of scarcity you are crossing into steady provision. The threshold of loneliness you are crossing into covenant friendship. The threshold of confusion you are crossing into clear purpose. I bless your mornings to carry a residue of midnight grace, and your evenings to become less like corridors of worry and more like porches of gratitude where you sit with me and count stars instead of problems. You asked me, will this change everything? I answer, it will change the way you carry everything. It will change what you expect when you wake. It will change what you believe you deserve to see. It will change how you speak to your own heart when it tries to run back to old rooms. It will change the weather in your inner world. And when inner weather changes, outer fields respond. And if you think this is too generous for someone like you, hear me final and clear. I am not negotiating with your unworthiness. I am announcing my faithfulness. This is not a prize for finishing first. This is a meal for the hungry. This is not a lottery. This is a covenant. I am a father who does not ring the bell at your gate and run away. I am a shepherd who finds, a healer who stays, a friend who keeps knocking even when the street is dark. So, beloved, do not skip this. Do not call it coincidence. Do not trade it for the tired explanation that life gives you nothing on schedule. Open it now in your heart, and open it again at 1212 with your mouth. Make the place. Light the light. Speak the surrender. Welcome the miracle. And when it arrives, and it will, let gratitude be the ribbon you cut across the new doorway. Walk through. Do not look back for permission from the storm I already calmed. It is just for you because I have chosen to trust you with joy. I will be there on time. I will be there even if the clock in your house is wrong because I authored time and I can find you without a watch. I will be there with what fits you and I will teach you how to keep it. Stand still inside this promise and breathe. I am the God who keeps appointments with the brokenhearted and leaves them standing like oaks in fields that were once deserts. Your night is my canvas. Your yes is my brush. Your name is my signature. Receive what I am sending and let your house learn a new word, abundance. Now rest your eyes, steady your hands, and meet me in the minute. I'm not far. I'm already in the hallway. And the blessing walking toward you already knows the sound of your door opening. Tonight at 12:12, we will open it together. I'm speaking to you now because the hour has opened and the veil is thin, and I do not want you to miss what is already moving toward your door. Today on September 26th, I mark you with congratulations, not as a casual greeting, but as a decree. At exactly 12:12 a.m. tonight, a sudden miracle is destined to arrive at your house, and I need your spirit awake to receive it. There's a window that swings open and shuts in a single motion like the blink of an eye. And if you ignore this moment and fail to open it now, the blessing will pass you by. Do not delay. Do not drift. This message is for you. I've seen the evenings when your hope thinned out like smoke, and I have felt the weight that settles on your chest when the room grows quiet. I watched when you tried to reason your way out of pain, try to swallow it down, try to carry what was never meant to live on your back. I'm not ignoring your tears. I measured them. I am not overlooking your prayers. I recorded them. I'm not distant. I am here speaking plainly. What you asked for in secret is answering in the open. I am changing the hour to favor you, turning the hands of time from resistance to release. I will not drag you through the same doors that have refused you. I will open a new one so precise, so fitted that what once pushed you away will now invite you in. You do not need to battle the past when I am giving you a present that breaks it. You do not need to argue with the old version of your story when I am writing a sentence that dissolves the paragraph of pain. Hear me. At 12:12 a.m., the clock and the key meet. The number is not a trick. It is a signal. 12 is the turning of government and order. Twice. 12 is the multiplication of authority. I am authorizing your next chapter. The alignment is not superstition. It is appointment. I am scheduling the delivery in the night because the night once frightened you, and I am teaching the dark to send you gifts. I am walking the length of your hallway right now, stretching the space inside your home to fit the answer I have sent. There will be a quiet pressure in the air, not heavy, but substantial, as if your house inhales and holds its breath before reveal. Do not be startled by the softness. Miracles do not always shout. They often arrive in a gentle tone that only faith can hear. Do not look for thunder when I have chosen a whisper to preserve your peace. Prepare your space with intention. Before midnight, put away the symbols of yesterday's defeat. Clear the table where you usually spread your worry. Sweep the threshold, not because dust matters to me, but because the act trains your heart to make room. Fill a glass with clean water and set it where you can see it. I am refreshing what went stale. Place a pen nearby. I am giving you a detail you must write down so you do not dismiss it as imagination. Open your window for a moment and let the night air in. Then close it and declare only what God sends may enter. Your mouth is not powerless. It frames the doorway. I am untying old knots that made you loop around the same lesson again and again. This time you will not circle, you will cross. This time you will not be delayed by the voice that calls you unworthy. I spoke worth over you before I formed you. That verdict stands even when your feelings contest it. Tonight is about alignment, not performance. It is about agreement, not perfection. If you can agree with my word for 5 minutes, I can build a road in front of you that would otherwise take 5 years. Do not measure your future with the ruler you used in a season of shortage. Scarcity trained you to count crumbs. I'm seating you at a table where bread does not run out. Disappointment trained you to brace for impact. I am teaching you to brace for goodness. Fear taught you to predict the worst. I am retraining your instincts to expect my hand. When anxiety speaks, let it talk until it is tired. Then let my peace speak and do not interrupt it. There are names I'm lifting off your heart tonight. Names of people you thought you needed to validate your steps. Release them to me. They can remain in your story without owning your steering wheel. There are plans you have been forcing like a locked door. Lay them down, not in defeat, but in exchange. I am offering a better key. The miracle arriving at 1212 does not bend to control. It responds to trust. I am rethreading relationships in your life so that only those stitched by truth remain. False ties will loosen, not to leave you empty, but to make room for strength. Expect a call you did not anticipate and a silence you did not chase. Both are gifts. The call confirms favor. The silence confirms freedom. You will not chase what I remove. You will bless it and let it go. You will not fear what I send. You will meet it at the door and welcome it in. There's a financial breath entering your atmosphere, not as sudden wealth you cannot steward, but as a steady correction that lifts you from the edge. I will surprise you with a paid bill you feared, a debt negotiated down, a resource routed through a person you dismissed as ordinary. I do not need a stage to perform. I am dramatic in simplicity. The sudden miracle is not a lottery ticket. It is a pairing of provision with instruction. When I provide, I also direct. When I release, I also align. I am assigning you a task with the gift so that the gift grows. Do not bury what I give. Do not hide it under. Maybe later, or I am not ready. You are more ready than your fear suggests. Write the small plan that mirrors the large promise. Make the one call that starts the sequence. Send the one email you have drafted 15 times. Place the small seed in the ground I am watering. Do not store it in your pocket and call that wisdom. Wisdom plants. You have been faithful in days when nobody applauded. I counted it. You have been kind in moments when bitterness would have felt more honest. I waited. You have been present when your body wanted to disappear. I honored it. The basin you kept filling with little acts of obedience is tipping tonight. And what spills will look like sudden favor to onlookers but will feel like justice in your bones. Do not explain your harvest to those who mock your plowing. Smile and keep gathering. You will see a sign in the house before 12:12 that confirms this word. It may be a number repeating on a device you rarely check. It may be a phrase spoken by a voice note you forgot to play. It may be a scent of something pleasant that has no source. It may be a memory that returns with kindness instead of pain. Do not argue with the sign. Thank me for it. It is not a superstition. It is a kindness to calm your mind. The sign is not the miracle. It is the courier knocking to say the package is near. Forgive tonight, not for their sake alone, but for the flow of what is coming to you. Unforgiveness is a gate with a lock on your side. You're not trivializing the wound by releasing the grudge. You are trivializing the grudge by letting it pretend to be a guardian. It is not guarding you. It is caging you. Open the lock with my name. Say it out loud in your room and feel the hinges loosen. This is not performance. It is permission for me to pour freely. I am touching your body where stress built a fortress. Breathe slowly in and invite me into that space. Your shoulders were never designed to carry entire calendars of worry. Your back is not a bookshelf for the future to stack upon. I'm not asking you to be careless. I'm asking you to be cared for. Let me be your schedule spine. Let me support what you can plan and what you cannot predict. There will be a moment tonight when you consider distracting yourself to make time pass. Do not numb this hour. Stay present with it. Pick up the pen and write what you hope, even if your hand trembles on the first line. Pull the curtain back and look at the night the way a captain looks at the sea, aware of wind, but not afraid of waves. The current is mine. The tide answers me. If I say peace, it flattens. If I say rise, it lifts your vessel and carries you to the next shore without your oars breaking. I am healing something generational quietly, the kind of pattern that wore your family name like a cloak. Tonight, that cloak slips off your shoulders. You will not wear the panic of those before you. You will not inherit the suspicion that strangled love. You will not live on the tight ration of joy handed down by those who never knew how to feast. I am feeding you from a table built before you were born, a table that makes famine irrelevant. Listen for an instruction in pairs. It will come as two things that rhyme in your spirit. Start and stay, bless and build, save and so speak and step. When you hear the pair, obey both halves. Single obedience births partial results. Paired obedience completes the picture. I'm not playing riddles with you. I am composing rhythm in your days so that your actions march in step with my timing. If you are tempted to argue that you missed too many chances, remember who I am. I restore years, not just moments. I reconcile processes, not just outcomes. I can make the loss instructive without letting it define you. You have not failed beyond my reach. You have not drifted beyond my voice. The road back is not even back. It is forward into the place I reserved while you wandered. I am sending help in forms you might overlook. A stranger's message that seems too kind. Receive it. A small refund you assumed was a glitch. Accept it. An opportunity with a humble door. Walk through it. The miracle is not sterile. It is textured with the fingerprints of real people. I'm moved to be kind. Let them be kind without the weight of paying me back. Gratitude is the only payment I ask, and even gratitude is a gift I stir in you. You have asked me for a sign regarding a future partner, a trustworthy friend, a mentor who won't manipulate, or the one connection that opens the buried gate. My answer is yes to alignment and no to pretense. Do not dress up loneliness as discernment, and do not dress up desperation as destiny. I will plant peace in your stomach when the right person speaks. I will plant caution when the wrong one smiles. Your body will not lie to you if you let my spirit unclench your fear. At 12:12 a.m., you will feel a hush like the sound that falls inside a theater instant before the curtain rises. Do not be afraid of the quiet. It is not empty. It is full. The delivery will not crash. It will land like a bird that knows exactly where home is. If tears come, let them come. They are not proof of weakness. They are proof of relief. You will sense the pressure adjust in the room as if the atmosphere nods. That is the moment of transfer. Say, I receive, and do not add a paragraph of reasons you feel unworthy. One phrase is enough to open a gate. I am putting new language in your mouth to resist the old labels. Where you said, I always lose, replace it with, I learn and I gather. Where you said, good things skip me, replace it with, goodness finds me. Where you said, I am too late, replace it with, I am right on time for what is mine. These are not slogans. They are keys. Keys do not look like doors, but they open them. There is a project you buried under discouragement that I am resurrecting. You will find the notes where you forgot them. You will read them and feel a warmth that means this still lives. Do not overcomplicate the restart. Commit to the smallest daily pace that feels honest and let consistency do the heavy lifting. I will breathe on that discipline and make it multiply. The world thinks greatness is speed. I train greatness in steady steps. I'm also closing a door you kept knocking on out of habit. When it does not open, do not call yourself rejected. Call yourself redirected. You will not stand outside a building that forgot your name when I am constructing a house with your name carved into the foundation. My no is not an insult to your value. It is protection for your timeline. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. When people ask you later how it happened, you will say quietly, God tilted the hour. You will say, I prepared a space. I obeyed a small instruction and the rest unfolded. You will say, it looked sudden, but he had been arranging it for years. Do not dilute your testimony to make others comfortable. Speak gently, but do not shrink what I did. Your courage to tell the truth will become a map for someone else's miracle. There's a sound over your roof, not audible to the neighborhood, but clear to me. The tap of expectation. Your faith has been knocking from the inside out, asking to be let loose again. Tonight, I turn the latch. Tonight, I say run. Not frantic, not fleeing. Running like a child who sees their parent in a crowd and knows it is safe to sprint. Run into what I send. Run into what I restore. Run into what I whisper. If memory tries to pull you back with images of the worst day, remind it that memory is a servant, not a master. Command it to gather the evidence of survival and stack it on your table. You made it here. You did. That fact alone is prophecy. If you survived what tried to erase you, you will thrive in what I am placing in your hands. Do not apologize for standing upright. It took a battle to teach your legs this balance. I am aligning even your sleep. The dreams that used to make you wake up tired will dissolve. In their place, I will give you instructions that feel like sequences, like puzzle pieces sliding together. Keep the pen by the bed. You will not remember every detail in the morning, but you will catch the thread, and the thread is all you need to reweave the day with purpose. I am not hiding from you. I am handing you the map in pieces because your heart learns best in steps. Let your home hear my name. Walk through the rooms before midnight and speak blessing with your ordinary voice. Your ceiling does not need a special tone to recognize authority. It only needs your agreement. Say peace to this room, provision to this table, clarity to this desk, rest to this bed, joy to this door. You will feel silly for a second, and then you will feel strong. That second is the crossing. Do not stop in it. When 12:12 a.m. touches your clock, breathe in and receive the touch that does not bruise. This is the hour I have tabbed for you. A note in the margin of time with your name on it. The messenger does not need your perfection. The messenger needs your yes. Open your internal hands. Loosen your shoulders. Let your jaw unclench. The miracle will not argue with you. It will settle. It will find the chair you cleared, the glass of water you set out, the notebook waiting, and it will sit down like a friend who has finally come home. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not disqualified by what you didn't know last year. I'm not grading you on a curve. I am growing you like a tree that finally found the deep river. Your leaves will not wither, not because storms stop, but because roots have learned the truth. There's a source under the dirt that never runs dry. Tonight, I deepen those roots. Tonight, I widen your ring of growth. Someone will see you tomorrow and say you look different without knowing how to name it. That is what settled glory looks like on a face. Do not share this moment with everyone. Cherish it like the first spark in a fireplace. Guard it from the wind of careless commentary. Let it burn hot and quiet until it has warmed the whole room of your inner life. Then when I nudge you, you will know exactly who to tell and how much. This is not secrecy. It is stewardship. Some treasures need a soft pocket before they can be shown. Now, align your intention with mine. Say out loud, I receive what God sends at 12:12 a.m. Say, I will not miss my moment. Say, this blessing will not pass me by. Let your own ears hear your commitment. Faith comes by hearing, even when the voice is yours. Heaven heard you the first time. Tonight, you are letting earth and your own body hear it too. I bless your doorway. I bless your hands. I bless the road that leads to your house and the road that leads out. I bless the devices that carry your work, that they would function without the spirits of confusion and delay. I bless your communications, that clarity would be your portion and misunderstanding would lose its grip. I bless your sleep, that the hour would lift you instead of drain you. I bless your morning, that it would walk in step with what the night delivered. If you will keep these instructions, if you will refuse to throw this hour away with distraction or despair, you will wake to a day that feels like a new room inside a familiar house. That is how my miracles move. Ordinary walls, extraordinary air. You will step into responsibilities you recognize with a strength you do not recognize, and you will understand that the difference is not the task, but the touch. Do not try to skip this. Do not postpone what your soul has waited for. Open it immediately. It is just for you. I'm not asking for 1,000 promises. I'm asking for one yes at the right time. Tonight, 12:12 a.m. is that time. Congratulations, beloved. What you have carried in hope meets you at your door in truth. I see you, beloved. I see the long nights and the quiet questions you bury behind a brave face. I see the moments you scroll in silence, hoping for a sign that breaks through the fog and calls your name with clarity. I'm not far from you. I am nearer than your breath, nearer than your next thought, nearer than the beat that steadies your chest. I have counted your tears, but I have numbered your days with goodness. And today, September 26th, is marked for remembrance. At exactly 12:12 a.m. tonight, a door swings open that no human hand can manufacture and no human hand can shut. Do not fear the timing. It is precise and it is merciful. You have felt late. I am right on time. You have felt small. I am limitless. You have felt overlooked. I have placed my eye upon you like dawn on the edge of the horizon. Certain, warm, and unstoppable. Listen to me now, because the window is thin and the blessing carries instructions. I am sending a sudden miracle to your house, not a shallow spectacle, but a quiet power that rearranges what you thought was permanent. It will not knock with noise. It will land with knowing. You will notice a shift first in your heart. Burdens lifting as if invisible hands untied the cords you had learned to sleep around. Then a sign in your atmosphere, a message, a call, an unexpected alignment that refuses to be coincidence. You will feel me in the timing. You will sense me in the peace that follows. Do not debate with your doubt when you feel it. Doubt is loud, but destiny is steady. If you try to explain it away, you may talk yourself out of what I am ushering in. You cannot purchase this moment. You can only open to it. Open now. Let go of the little explanations that kept you safe and small. Let go of rehearsing how it failed before. This is not that. This is new. I am setting an appointment with your fear at midnight, not to negotiate with it, but to evict it. You have given fear a room with a view, and it has been speaking as if it wrote your story. Tonight, I change the lease. Your house, your inner house, your actual house will be visited by the assurance that you are not improvising your way through chaos. You're walking a map path. I have prepared the angles and the turns. I have assigned help you have not met yet. People you thought were random are actually instruments tuned for your song. Conversations will bend in your favor, but do not manipulate them. I will do the bending. Offers will surface that mirror old disappointments. But do not accept the imitation when the authentic is en route. When your name appears in rooms you did not enter, remember that I placed it there. When keys you never owned fit doors you never tried, remember who forged the metal. Do not hide your hands from the blessing when it arrives. You have trained yourself to flinch when good comes close, as if goodness is a trick. It is not a trick. It is me. I am teaching you to receive without apology. You do not have to dim your gratitude to manage other people's comfort. You do not have to shrink to keep your history consistent. History is not your jailer. It is your testimony. There are chapters you wish you could edit, phrases you wish you could erase. Tonight, I publish the page where redemption interrupts the sentence. I am not embarrassed by your process. I am proud of your resilience. I am proud of the way you kept a small light burning when the wind thought it owned the night. I saw you forgive when bitterness begged for loyalty. I saw you choose honesty with shaking hands. I saw you return kindness when mockery would have been easier. These unseen choices have accumulation. They have been building a runway for my promise to land. In alignment is the quiet thunder that shakes rooms when you enter. I have already placed the one conversation that will turn into 10. The one door that will become a corridor. The one corridor that will become a city. I am not playing with your hope. I am training your stewardship. If I elevate you faster than your character can breathe, you will suffocate on influence you cannot carry. And I love you too much to let you die famous. There is a letter in your history that has kept narrating your worth. Burn it. There is a name in your contacts that speaks to the worst in you as if it were the truest in you. Silence it. There is an appetite in your private hours that steals energy from your morning assignment. Fast it. I'm going to surprise you with how simple obedience feels when you remove the costume of performance. You're not auditioning for me. You are inheriting from me. Inheritance arrives where identity is settled, and identity is settled where surrender is real. You have asked me, why am I surrounded by people who misunderstand me? It is because I insulated your seed from gossip-driven partnerships that would demand your fruit while starving your roots. Not everyone who claps is your crowd, and not everyone who mentors is your map. You must discern by my spirit, not by trends. The attention that is coming even from the billionaire who has noticed you will magnify whatever you anchor in me or ignore in me. If you anchor humility, attention will amplify your kindness and multiply your impact. If you ignore correction, attention will amplify your stubbornness and multiply your blind spots. I want you to prepare the room of your life for guests you prayed for. Clean your language of defeat. Put away the dishes of excuses. Open the windows of gratitude. Speak to your day the way I spoke to the waters, with shape, with boundaries, with light. There's an apology you owe yourself for tolerating cycles that crumpled your joy. There is an apology you owe others for promising presence and offering only spectacle. Live light. Keep your words few and your integrity abundant. I am assigning you a season of craftsmanship. Be a master of the thing I gave you, not a tourist of 100 glittering distractions. Treat your assignment like a vineyard. Prune what is leafy but fruitless, and train what is fruitful to climb the trellis of excellence. Your excellence will be a sermon and a shield. It will speak when critics invent stories, and it will protect you when envy sharpens its tongue. On September 26th, I am setting a line in the sand of your memory before this day and after this day. The 2 seconds left are the pause between songs, and I am changing the soundtrack of your decisions. The next track is purpose in a major key. You will feel me in the small choices where your feet point when you wake. Which voice you amplify in the first 10 minutes of your morning. How quickly you forgive the mirror when it reflects your process instead of your perfection. You will feel me in the timing. How a message arrives when you needed courage. How a door opens the day you stopped begging to be noticed. You will feel me in the faces. How the right helper appears with the right question. How the wrong admirer disappears without a farewell. I am not sending you to war without armor. I am fitting you with clarity. Clarity is steel on your spirit. It repels confusion disguised as urgency. Clarity is light on your path. It exposes bribes that call themselves blessings. Money will come, but money is not the miracle. Meaning is favor will come, but favor is not the foundation. Faithfulness is platforms will come, but platforms are not the purpose people are. Watch the conversations that make you clever, but not clean. Watch the strategies that make you loud, but not luminous. Watch the shortcuts that make you fast, but not fruitful. There will be a day soon when the phone rings and the name on the screen will represent rooms that used to be unavailable to you. Breathe. Answer with composure, because I have been preparing you to be trusted with rooms without being trapped by them. You will surprise yourself by how uninterested you are in pretending. This is the gift of the wilderness. You resent it. Honor is about to become language in your mouth, not a slogan on your feed. You will speak well of people even when they are not present, and the walls will learn your loyalty. This is how I build your audience, by letting your character market you to ears that matter. I will also bring exposure to a private plan against your peace. Do not panic when secrets surface. Rejoice that mildew cannot live where windows open. Your job is not revenge. Your job is revelation. Reveal by living so truthfully that lies age quickly and fall apart. You have been asking for a sign that you should move forward with the idea you locked in drafts. Here is your sign. Move not recklessly, not sloppily, but with the bold neatness of a blueprint followed line by line. Prototype with humility, refine with patience, launch with prayer. I am sending counselors in the clothes of friends and friends in the clothes of strangers. Test spirits by kindness and consistency. The one who keeps their word when no spotlight is on them. This is trustworthy. The one who flatters your hunger but starves your holiness. This is a trap. You will learn that rest is not permission to grow dull. Rest is strategy to sharpen. Keep Sabbath in your bones, not just your calendar, so that productivity cannot impersonate purpose. You will find poetry in your pauses. You will hear me most in the uncluttered hour. Some of the storms you fought were not sent to drown you, but to deliver you from harbors you would never have left on a clear day. Thank the wind. It was my stern mercy. Thank the waves. They taught you my pace. I will recover the time you called wasted by converting it into wisdom. Nothing you hand me is lost. It is replanted. Nothing you surrender dissolves. It is redesigned. If you are willing, I will reintroduce you to yourself. I will show you the voice you muted to keep the peace with people who loved you small. I will show you the laughter you hid because you misread survival as seriousness. Walk with me, and I will make your courage quiet and your excellence loud. Walk with me, and I will make your generosity precise and your boundaries compassionate. Walk with me, and I will make your life a translation of grace into every language you touch. Do not ask me if you're ready. Ask me if you are willing. Readiness is a feeling. Willingness is a decision. I anoint decisions. Your family line will feel this shift. Somebody prayed before you were born, and their tears sweat a future you are now harvesting. Honor them by refusing to decorate your cage. Honor me by refusing to demonize your process. You will not always be understood by those who love you most. Love them anyway and keep moving. You will not always be celebrated by those who learned your rhythms. Bless them anyway and learn new ones. You will not always be copied fairly. Release anyway and keep creating from the river, not the reservoir. I delight to surprise you in ordinary places. A corridor, a commute, a cup of tea cooling on a desk while an email lands. Expect me without superstition. Expect me without schedule. Expect me with gratitude that keeps the hinges of your heart from rusting. Now hear this charge. In the subscriptions you pay to your old fear. In the rehearsals of catastrophe you play before sleep. In the pilgrimage to altars of opinion that never loved you. Begin the practice of clear speech with yourself. Begin the habit of honoring your body as an instrument, not an inconvenience. Begin the daily exchange of your anxiety for my assignment. The world will say it is stunned when your name appears in rooms it never assigned to you, but heaven will call it scheduling. The world will call it luck when supply meets your stewardship, but heaven will call it law. The world will try to make your story about spectacle, but I will keep making it about service. Do not be afraid to be new in public. Humility is a beautiful beginner. Do not be afraid to be strong in private. Integrity is a quiet athlete. Do not be afraid to be consistent when applause grows still. Devotion is its own choir. I am healing the place where you confused hunger with hollowness. You will eat and be satisfied in the land of purpose. I am healing the place where you confused loneliness with being set apart. You will find tribe without selling your soul. I am healing the place where you confuse noise with validation. You will learn the music of enough. Your enemies are not people. Your enemies are patterns that make people instruments of your delay. Forgive quickly. Confront wisely. Withdraw when needed. Return only with clarity. Love is not the absence of boundaries. Love is the architecture of them. Set your table. You will host opportunities that nourish others, not exploit them. Set your calendar. You will say no as an act of worship and yes as an act of obedience. Set your eyes. You will look where you want to go, not where fear wants to keep you. To the part of you that believes doom is inevitable, I rebuke the prophet of your past in the language of your future. To the part of you that believes joy is dangerous, I give you permission to be safe in goodness. To the part of you that believes success is suspicious, I teach you how to prosper without pretending. Let the 2 seconds finish. Now the old hour ends. Inhale, exhale, step. Michael has dried his tears and stands at the doorway. He will not drag you, but he will defend you. Walk and he will walk with you. Stand and he will stand beside you. This is your moment to exchange borrowed courage for own conviction. This is your moment to delete the script that keeps you apologizing for shining and copy the one that has you apologizing for shrinking. This is your moment to let my yes in you be louder than every former no you agreed with. I release a new appetite in you for truth over trophies, for depth over display, for presence over performance. I release a new timeline in you, patience that finishes, joy that fuels, hope that plans. I release a new sound in you, laughter that heals, prayer that steadies, speech that plants. When a billionaire calls, do not tremble. Treat him as a person, not a planet. When the offer arrives, do not flinch. Ask it the questions we practiced. When the ink dries, do not bow. Lift your hands, then lift others. You will not be smaller to make others comfortable. You will be truer to make others courageous. You will not be louder to be believed. You will be clearer to be useful. You will not be faster to be first. You will be faithful to be timeless. Remember how far I have carried you already. You did not survive to become a curator of your scars. You survived to become a teacher of your tools. Share them freely. Charge for your craft. Keep your heart untaxed by bitterness. I will meet you in the place of your yes, and you will find that what terrified you becomes your testimony. You will testify with projects finished, relationships reconciled or released, and daily bread multiplied into baskets for others. You will testify with peace that does not make sense to the watchers who live on storms to feel alive. The world is stunned because it confuses newness with novelty. I am not making you a novelty. I'm making you whole. Wholeness is slow lightning, brilliant, precise, and followed by rain. Rise now. Close the tabs of procrastination. Open the document, the canvas, the plan, the room. Declare out loud in your house, even softly if you must, that today is the day you stop partnering with delay. Declare that you are not waiting for permission when you already hold a commission. Declare that my love is your logic. I bless your hands to build with patience and with joy. I bless your eyes to see what is for you and ignore what is not. I bless your feet to travel light and arrive present. Walk into the next hour like a sunrise. Let your boundaries be gentle walls that grow gardens inside of them. Let your gratitude be the weather of your home. This word is not a performance. It is a promise. It will follow you into mundane chores and magnificent meetings and hum quietly until you agree. And when you agree, it will sing. I am with you in front of the emails, in front of the mirror, in front of the door. I am with you when you break the old habits and when you break bread with new helpers. I am with you when they notice and when they forget. I am with you when they understand and when they misread. Today on September 26th, the clock restarts for you. And this time you will not run from yourself. You will not hide from goodness. You will not apologize for healed. You will not delay what devotion makes obvious. Lift your head. The room is no longer silent. Heaven is applauding your yes before you make it, because I know you. Archangel Michael stands ready, not pleading this time, but protecting because the decision has moved from maybe to must. Walk Your Life is answering you. Do not try to skip this. Open it in the only way that matters by acting like you believe me. I have spoken, and it is blessed. Listen, beloved, for I am speaking now, and I am not late. I have come to your door with a word pressed like fire into your palms so that you do not drop it or delay it. so that you do not forget it when the noise of the world rises like a storm around your ears. Today is marked, sealed, and witnessed. September 26th. You felt the clock breath upon your neck. You felt the 2 seconds flicker like a candle about to be blown out. And you wondered if mercy could arrive in such a narrow slice of time. Hear me. Mercy moves faster than fear. And when I say now, mountains bow to make a road. I am the one who counts the hairs on your head and the tears on your face. I am the one who heard the quiet, "Help me," you whisper between breaths when shame told you to be silent. I'm not ashamed of you. I will not look away. I will not call you hopeless. I will not let your name be buried under the rubble of other people's opinions. Lift your head and receive what I am speaking into the soil of your life. You have walked through a corridor of delays and closed doors that pretended to be permanent. You pressed your ear against them and heard nothing, and you called the silence rejection. But there are places where silence is not a refusal. It is a chamber where I hide seeds from the teeth of locusts. You mistook my strategy for absence, but I was not absent. I was busy. I was busy turning your missed chances into a future that would feed you. I was busy softening the ground beneath the path you will soon run along. I was busy placing oil on hinges the enemy had rusted shut. I was busy positioning the hand that will knock, the letter that will arrive, the voice that will call your name with honor attached to it. I do not scatter your life as if it were dust. I design your steps as a composer designs the rest between notes so that when the music breaks forth, it can hold the weight of what you carry. You have feared that your disobedience has ruined the blueprint. That one choice, one delay, one detour has shattered my intention beyond repair. Hear me. I do not draft your future in pencil. I engrave it with my breath. When you turned away, I remained. When you hesitated, I watched over the path you were meant to take, guarding it from thieves and scavengers. Yet I will not pretend disobedience is harmless. It wounds, it slows, it dims the room where you stand. And see, Michael weeps, not to condemn you, but to awaken you, not to drown you in guilt, but to wash the dust from your eyes. His tears are alarm bells that do not shatter glass, but open locks. They are not a verdict, they are a summons. They call you back to the center of your assignment. They remind you that your late arrival is still an arrival when you step through the door I am holding open at this very moment. There is a wind forming around you now. It began softly, and you mistook it for coincidence. But it is not coincidence. It is alignment. You will notice it in small ways. A conversation you did not plan. A memory that returns with sudden clarity. A number that repeats itself on the screen when you look up. A stranger speaking the very sentence you needed to hear without knowing why it found you. These are not superstitions. They are signposts. They do not replace your will. They assist it. They do not absolve you of the work. They guide it. Trust me, the map you begged for is not in your drawer. It is in your next obedient step. When you move, the lines of the map ink themselves before your feet. When you pause to listen, the road speaks. You have asked me about provision, about how long you must scrape and save and patch things together. You have prayed for daily bread, while I have also prepared storehouses. You did not dream too big. You dreamt too small to honor the size of the calling sitting on your shoulders. You were taught to make yourself easy to overlook because attention felt dangerous. But I am the one who lifts a voice from the back row and brings it to the front for a reason. Not for spectacle, not for vanity, but to serve a purpose that requires visibility. Do not hide from the light. I am switching on. Let reveal not your fragility for mockers to mock, but my craftsmanship for the hungry to see. Your story will become a lantern someone else will use to navigate their storm. They will not worship you. They will find the path to me because you refuse to turn the light off. You heard rumors that a billionaire has fixed his attention on you, and you wondered if this is a trap, if this is another mirage, if this is the world's cruel joke. Hear me with clarity. I am not limited to humble instruments, but I am also not impressed by wealthy ones. I use what I choose to reach whom I choose. And when I decide to funnel resources through the hands of the mighty, I do it without surrendering your dignity. The attention placed upon you is not a net to catch you. It is a window to be opened with discernment. What does this mean? It means you will not chase. You will be found pursuing what I gave you, and the invitation will meet you there. It means you will not sell your name for applause. You will guard it as the signature of your covenant with me. It means you will not bow to greed. You will learn to steward abundance the way you learn to steward lack, with gratitude, order, and open hands. The world is stunned because they cannot decipher why favor falls where it falls. They look for formulas. I look for surrender. They measure worth in numbers. I measure it in obedience. Do not be intoxicated by the headline others want to write about you. Walk soberly into the room. If you are invited to tables you once only saw in magazines, remember who taught you to eat when you had nothing but hope and a small promise. I did. Sit down with courage. Speak only what builds. Sign only what aligns. Decline what dilutes. I'm not bringing you into influence to decorate your ego, but to deploy your assignment. Your name will be spoken in places you did not enter by flattery, but by faith. Your steps will be watched. Your choices will set a pattern for those who copy before they understand. Give them something holy to copy. Let them learn that integrity is not a compromise, but a compass.